So I just watched a video from CRS Firearms called "Beating the ATF." If I remember, I'll link it down there so you can go watch it. His grand plan with this is using U.S. Code 1842, 18 U.S.C. 242. I'm sorry, to prosecute DEAs, ATF, judges, whoever that violates your rights. So here's the problem with this, and here's something that the general public fails to understand. Our system was created up with checks and balances. What are the checks and the balances? Well, for example, you have three branches of government. One branch of government, the ideal was, would always be against the other two branches of government. Therefore, government can never conspire against you. The problem is that government has now conspired against you. This government has declared a war against all of us because we're at the tail end of tyranny, not at the beginning of it. Although you are just now probably seeing it, and you people are that, oh my God, the socialists are coming. This has been a socialist country for a long time. You're just now starting to see it. So you can file whatever paperwork. I don't know exactly how you would do that. I know it's not called filing. File you code 18 U.S.C. 242. I know it's not that. It's something called something else. You can do that if you want. And you know, okay, I want to say that you're wasting your time, but maybe you won't be. Maybe it'll go somewhere. And here's what's going to happen: qualified immunity. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have to ask government to sue government first of all, and then if they if the government says okay, you can sue government, then they're going to use qualified immunity because they're conspired against you in an official capacity, which falls under qualified immunity, which means that you can't sue them, whether in their their lane of their duties or civilly. Use nothing. So what's going to happen? Absolutely nothing's going to happen. The best chance that anybody has right now is the Bruin decision, and hopefully getting some federal judge that finds that the NFA and the GCA is all unconstitutional, which we all know it is. But here's the problem: without the check, that would be the people over the government, we're the ultimate check in everything. Always been that way, always supposed to be that way, but people have lost sight of that. Now the checks and balances are only within government. We expect government to check and balance itself. When Ben Franklin told us along the timeline, all governments become tyrannical. It usually happens within about 200 years. We're already past that point. We're already well into tyranny. But they've sold you a big plate of freedom, a big plate of the American dream, and then it slowly went off to, got to make you safe. So it was terrorism, and now it's safety. And gun owners are scary. But we find gun owners using the same argument. This is the cognitive dissonance. And this is the problem with this country today. It's a disease that has decayed our society. Now, if I tell you, is somebody free to drink and drive down the road? And I've used this argument before. Is somebody free to get behind the wheel of the car and drink and drive? My position on this is yes. They can do whatever they want. And if they harm nobody and nobody's property, no harm, no foul. The problem isn't until somebody's killed or something. But most people will say that DUI laws are needed because of what could happen. Well, a drunk driver could do this. The drunk driver could do that, which is the very argument being used to try to take your firearms because of what you couldn't do. And even though you say you won't, just like every drunk driver, the people with the power think that you could. So until you start using the argument that is being used against you to argue your position on other things, game over. That little thing called cognitive dissonance, like I said, is a disease that has decayed what was supposed to be. And until people realize that the ultimate check is the people, and we are the balance to government, lose a battle. You can't win it. File all you want. Go ahead. You're lucky if they don't lock your ass up for filing frivolous paperwork, frivolous lawsuits. But, you can ask government nicely, maybe write some more letters, vote harder, make some phone calls. They might let you sue them. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to let it go that far. I don't know. Good luck trying, I guess. And maybe I'm wrong. and I hope I'm wrong. Like, I genuinely hope I'm wrong about a lot of the stuff I say. Nobody's proved me wrong yet.